Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Retro Games Revived Lock-Up Show. We've got a few things running in the background. On the big screen we've got the Xbox playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Up here on the Master System we've got Enduro Racer. Down here we've got the Amstrad on the new colour monitor, which I'll get to a bit later on. That's trying to load Harrier Attack. I'm hoping it loads, because I do want to go on Harrier Attack, though I've never played it on the Amstrad. I only ever played it on the Spectrum, but it's a fairly simplistic game, so it may still offer that nostalgia, if you like, that I had from the Spectrum version. Anyway, it's still loading. Fingers crossed it works. I've got quite a few things to get through, so we may have to do this in two parts, but we'll see how we get on, because I have got a load of stuff. I'll start off with the recent eBay purchases which I've picked up, include, well, eBay and one from Game, which the video's been doing the rounds now. You know, it's kind of old news, but I did pick up the Amiga Mini. It's not been out of its wrapper yet, and it's funny because prior to recording this I had David Retro Games Played Badly visit my lock-up. He came and we must have been here 2 hours or so just chatting away. We had a couple of stubby bottles of beer just while we chatted. The tuck shop, the Retro Games Revived tuck shop, is open and free for anybody who visits. But yeah, the Amiga 500 Mini, and there's a couple of games on there I really want to play, such as Simon the Sorcerer, Chaos Engine, Stunt Car Racer, and Speedball 2. There's a few games on there which I'm really not bothered about, but you know, I don't exactly know the technical term for it, but you get a WD loader or something, WH loader, and if I'm not mistaken, you put a USB stick in and, you know, play a lot more games. I have to get into that yet. I'm not tech savvy with it. Pete Fighter 2 is going to help me out with that. Even if you don't know it, he is. But yeah, I ain't even got round to opening it yet, and I've had it ages. Well, I've had it since it was pretty much launched. You know, I've had it on pre-order since last August. But yeah, I've got a couple of games for my Commodore 64 collection. If you've seen my last video, then you know that the PS2 wall is no longer. It's changed. It's now the Commodore 64 stroke Amstrad stroke Spectrum wall. There's also a Master System and PlayStation 1 Platinum, though we've got an header, never mind. But yeah, eventually when I get rid of all the PS2 games which are stacked up here on the old PS Wall 2 shelves, I'll explain more in detail in a bit later. But yeah, I've got a PS2 collector coming tomorrow. It's a Thursday today. I don't know when this video will get released, but yeah, I've got a PS2 collector coming tomorrow, and I'm hoping he's going to take a fair few games off me. There's about 1,000 games here. I have taken out certain games for myself. I'm not completely getting rid of every PS2 game. I'm keeping a lot of driving games, first person shooter games, and even the odd you know, other of different genre, like I've got Red Dead Revolver, I've got Gun in there, and you know, and other games, but the majority are definitely going. The PS2 collector coming tomorrow. I'm hoping, like I say, he's going to shift quite a fair few. There's still a lot of generic titles in there, so I know there's a lot that he's not going to want. What don't go tomorrow, I'm going to go through each game, see if it's worth taking to CEX, and those then will get moved to CEX, the ones that are worth you know, over £1, say. And then what's left is just going to be bundled up, put on eBay, and hopefully I can shift them that way. Failing that, who knows? Oh, God knows. Anyway, let's get on to the few Commodore 64 games that I managed to pick up. First, we've got World Championship Boxing Manager, and this is on the GBH budget range. GBH is the budget range for Gremlin graphics. You know, what is there to say about it? It's a boxing management game, and we've been debating actually in the WhatsApp group what system those graphics are from. We seem to think it's possibly a Amiga, but never mind. Still, I mean, because I said it looks really good, the graphics look really good. But then Nave picked up on, well, are you sure? Because it does say screenshots may vary from, you know, from systems. Could be the Amiga. Next is, whenever I get a Commodore game, it's pretty much gonna be relevant to a subset, you know, and this is no exception. This is Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo, and this is from High-Tech Software. Quite vague on High-Tech Software, but I do believe they did work on another publisher, and they decided to go their own way with High-Tech Software budget range. The last pickups video I did, I showed you one from High-Tech Premiere range, which like a biggish cardboard box. That was Potsworth and Co. But yeah, High-Tech did a range of budget releases. It's not a massive collection to do. This next one is, and this is pretty much the start of it. I've got two other titles I can see above me. This is Action Service. This is by Players, but this is on the Premiere range. I guess, yeah, the Premiere's range were $2.99 titles. The Players, standalone Players, would have been $1.99. But this is from the Premiere range. Now, Mark Judge Drock, he's going to get another mention later on. I'm not sure if he's got the full set. You may correct me on that, Mark. But if he hasn't, then he's only a couple away from it. The players range. The nice thing about this one is a green cassette. Look at that, fantastic. Never seen one before. Next, we've got Mastertronic is a big collection to go for. It's one I'm just going to gently collect for, because I know there's some really hard to find titles in there. It's one of those collections that if I finish it, I finish it. If I don't, I don't. This is Night Racer on Mastertronic. Mastertronic have several labels. Mastertronic Added Dimension, Mastertronic Plus, even the Americana set is Mastertronic, and there's others. So, but this is Night Racer. You can see they basically just give it a black background, so it's night racing. And then we're going back to GBH. This one is the GBH, but range, the set isn't that big. This is probably one of the harder to find titles for it. In fact, I think I've got the hardest too. Switchblade, which is up there already, and this is Jahangir Khan's World Championship Squash. The rest of this set, I do believe, is going to be pretty easy to get hold of. I don't think I'm going to have a problem in collecting for the GBH range. I think I'll have that struck off by in a month or two. So, but they're just the pickups, really, the main pickups. I say main pickups, what I've recently bought. I did go on a day out. Me, David Retro Games played badly, and Joe. We went down to visit Russ, Retro Bear, and Claire. Retro Claire, and we had a fantastic day. We visited Dana's shop first. You know, I had a ton of stuff to trade in to Dana, and I basically just got a load of Commodore 64 games, and then we kind of just did a straight swap. I'm sorry, Dana, I've put all the bloody games in place. I can't actually remember what I got off you. There were a lot though. You know, I can't even remember one, but brilliant. The main thing was just to go see Dana and have a mosey on round his shop, which it's fantastic. If you're down that area, or even just purposely make a trip, go visit Dana's shop, just have a chat with him. He's a right lad, is Dana. He don't mince his words. That's what he thinks. But I like that about people. And then after Dana's, we went to Gordon. It's a shop that Russ Retro Bear frequents very often, and retro kit. Vintage gamer, and I did pick up this. Let me get it out. So if I put it back in. This is Creatures 2. It's by Thalamus. Thalamus is a tricky subset to go for. I say tricky, it's expensive. Again, it's not a massive set, but some of the titles are pricey. I got a stellar deal on this. This on eBay normally goes for around £60-70. Vintage Gamer did it for me for £20. Can't say fairer than that. Absolutely brilliant. I did get a few more games from there. Again, I forgot what they were because I put them all back. Excuse me. But he did me a brilliant deal, you know, on the whole. Creatures 2, it's a platforming game. It's one of the later releases on the Commodore 64. That's why it normally commands a high price. It's in the box, it's in fantastic condition. You know, we've even got a bit of bubble wrap in there. I didn't put that in. Complete with instructions. We'll leave that bubble wrap in to protect it. I pad out the box. The box is in fantastic condition. I've got 3 titles now for the Thalamus set: Armalite, Creatures 2 and Q-Dex, which is signed by none other than, let me find it for you, at least it should be. Yeah. It's supposedly signed by none other than, let's see if it'll focus. If you can't, I can't tell if that's focusing or not. Oliver Frey. He did a lot of artwork for Thalamus, because Thalamus was owned by Newsfield Publications, the same company that did Zap and Crash, and he did the artwork. I've had this years, but he was an artist, Oliver Frey, and I don't know if he did them all, but pretty much most of the covers of Crash and Zap were done by Oliver Frey. Now I bought this on the presumption that is Oliver Frey's genuine signature. It might not be, who knows. Yeah, that's going to be the first part. I'm going to have to come back for the second part because it's from Mark Judge Drock. It's massive, so we'll come back to it in part 2. See you in a bit. Right, now one thing I don't think I've ever shown anybody, I don't think I've shown it on YouTube, I don't think I've shown anybody in person, is my badge collection. Retro gaming, or just gaming badge collection. Now I'm trying to focus on this badge is a fairly recent pickup. I've only just got around to about to put it in my main collection. This is R-Type. I think I got ripped off with this, to be honest. It said it was a vintage badge, and I didn't read the dimensions. It's absolutely tiny. It cost me £10, but I don't think it's vintage at all. Although there's a bit of rust on the back. But yeah, paid £10 for that R-Type. Like I said, I think I got ripped off a little bit with that, but never mind, because it's going in here regardless. This is my badge collection. I mean, we've got this big box. This is actually a box that my laptop came in. But it's got a foam back. And it's ideal to put these button badges in. I only collect button badges, not pin badges. And I've got a selection, so let's go through them. We'll start off with Ghostbusters, Activision Ghostbusters. Try not to get the light to affect it too much. We've got an Atari one and a Game Over one. These are pretty much the same. Yeah, they are the same size as the R-Type one. 1 inch, I think it is. I'm not sure, or I don't know. We've got the Game Over. We've got the Mario one, and then as you can see beforehand, we're moving on to the Resident Evil, the umbrella logo. Then we move on to a little Pac-Man one, the Ghosts. This one, I believe, it's Mortal Kombat. It was a cheat one, and I think it's just one of them sellers that just print their own badges, and they've not done it very well. You can hardly see the characters. I think it's Mortal Kombat. Then we've got a Sega one, Final Fantasy one, Manic Miner, my beloved Space Harrier. We've got Space Invaders, and then my favourite one, which I do believe would have come with a game, the actual game. And this is a larger button badge. I think this one cost me £10, but that I believe that's worth it, because it has genuinely come from a game. I believe it would have been packaged with the game at some point. It's Jack the Nipper by Gremlin Graphics. Watch it. This kid plays Jack the Nipper. And then, like I said, I've got my R-Type. My R-Type one's going to go over here to fill that little space in at top. What I do is I undo the thing at the back, and then just pull it out a little bit, and then basically slot it in, and it don't go anywhere, it don't move. So that's now in the collection. Albeit small one. If anybody does have any badges, button badges, that you want to sell me, please do. It's a collection that, it's small, and it's very rare I do buy them, because I usually forget that I've got them. So then every so often I'll think, oh yeah, I collect badges, and then I'll try and find one. But yeah, button badge collection, small, but there you go. Right, so part 2 pickups, and we've got a lot to get through. Basically, Mark Judge Rock, he says he wants rid of some stuff, because he's now just collecting Commodore 64, and Mark is like me. He's got a love for the Commodore 64, and he basically wants room, to carry on with that collection. In a way, I'd like to think that Mark has inspired me to go the way I've gone with collecting Commodore. But I still like to pick up other things, and he offered me a ton of stuff, and we did a little deal, and yeah, I'm going to show you now what I got off him. There's loads of little knickknacks as well, and he just kept adding stuff to it. The fantastic guy is Mark. I wish he'd, I don't think he's got any videos, have you, Mark, on YouTube? I wish you would. I wish you'd show some of your Commodore stuff off. I'd love to see that. Anyway, first of all, we've got a Dreamcast vibration pack, which obviously slots into the Dreamcast controller. It's still sealed, it's never been opened. It's just a lovely piece to have, especially stuff that's never been opened. Next we've got, this is for, it's for something else. It's for this. This is a movie card for the PlayStation 1. PlayStation. Basically, it slots in the back of the PlayStation and allows you to play VCDs, which back in the day, back in the time of the PlayStation, VCDs were kind of, you know, the potentially next format for videos and stuff. It never quite worked out, did it? So, but look at that. It's a third party one, but I don't know if Sony actually did an official one. This is by Gamers Europe. But the thing is, this also comes with it, and it's the remote control for that. The movie card remote controller. Again, boxed. You know, pretty much most of these, especially the really good stuff, is boxed. Let me put this down somewhere. Next we've got Dream Blaster for the Sega Dreamcast. It's obviously a light gun, and it's just fantastic. It's boxed. This is by Mad Cats. Don't know if it's ever been out of its box. You know, we've got all the original packaging in there. Mark really does look after his stuff, really does. What do I go on to next? Because there's all sorts. Next we've got another boxed light gun. This is for PlayStation, I think. Mark, help me out. I don't know what it's for. Because it is, it's like the G-Con, isn't it? But yeah, compatible with PlayStation and Sega Saturn. Look at that. It's like that. No, that's upside down. If I'm not mistaken, Mark told me that this has proper recoil. And I think it's the top part of it that engages it. It you know, it springs back or whatever. I really hope I can set this up on one of these TVs with a bit of luck. Maybe try it out. Don't know if it'll go on that little portable. We might not be in luck with that. But it's just fantastic item. Like I say, it's in brilliant condition. And the reason I've shown you a few of those Dreamcast items is because this was part of what I got off him. It's Dreamcast. All the bits and pieces for it are in a bag. But you'll notice that this is fitted with a ribbon cable. And I had to ask Mark, says, what on earth is that for? It's connected to a ribbon cable. Basically, what comes with this is an hard drive with, I think, pretty much a full collection of Dreamcast games backed up onto an hard drive. So you know, don't need to buy any physical copies. They're all on this hard drive, which is another bag, like so. This is just the unit. I've got all the leads, the controllers and stuff, and the hard drive, and even some kind of adapter. I think it enables the Dreamcast to run through PC, VGA. Unbelievable, but fantastic. I also got this. Oh, these are weighty things. A boxed Xbox Crystal. They're lovely. The Xbox Crystals are lovely. I love the translucency of it. I haven't even opened any of these yet, and a chance, but I know it'll be in good condition. I know it'll be well packaged. Now, the main reason that we, you know, what I went for is two of these. There's a slight difference. I think this is value pack, one's a DualShock pack, something like that, but they're the same boxes, same design. Basically, both of them are chipped. One's brand new, and Mark told me that, you know, back in the day when, you know, everybody used to get PlayStations chipped to play backup games. You know, he was told that now your PlayStation's chipped, your laser might have a short life. So what he did, he basically bought another one and got that chipped, put it back in the box just as a spare, and he's never had to use it because this one carried on working. I would imagine it all depended on the person doing the chipping, really, whether they did, you know, a good job or not. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking absolute rubbish. Have I shown you this? I don't even know if I've shown you. It's for the PlayStation, and it's MP3 Smart DJ. Game boxed. Play MP3 music CDs in your PSX. I mean, obviously back when this was released, MP3s were a big thing. Obviously today we don't need to do it. We've got the likes of Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, with no need for MP3s really, in that form. But yeah, and off Mark, I got, this is a Dreamcast controller. Let's get it out. The lock-up show, this episode might just be pretty much pickups. I might not get time to do what else. It's like a translucent, or if you want to call it transparent, I don't know. Dreamcast controller by Surf. I've never actually heard of those. Feels nice enough. So that's the spare Dreamcast controller. Cold one. Then we've got another light gun, and I think this is for the Xbox. Mark will correct me on anything that I get wrong. This is a Mad Catz Blaster. A little joystick on the back, you know, triggers, buttons. But yeah, it looks the part, doesn't it? Everybody loves light gun games. It's a shame they don't push them more nowadays. I know they can do it on modern TV, so why not? I suppose it's just one of them things that it's just a phase that we went through. Speaking of Xbox controller, this is an Xbox controller, nice silver and black design. It's a Gamester controller. That feels nice. That don't feel like a third party controller. Feels nice. Then we've got I didn't really know about this, but apparently it's like a giant or jumbo Xbox controller. It is an official one. I forget the name of it now. Nath reminded me. Lovely control, but it's massive, absolutely massive. There's a name for it, Goliath, something like that maybe. Goliath controller. And we're carrying on. We've got another Dreamcast controller, and in there, I'm not going to get this one out. It's a bit yellowed. You know, it's a Dreamcast controller. They did yellow badly. And then we've got a PlayStation 1 memory card in that bag as well. And finally, off mark, we have got, I have seen these before. Kind of weird. It's a steering wheel, and one side is for the Xbox. Yeah. I'm not sure how how it works, but yeah, it's quirky. Might definitely be worth giving that a try at some point. I've got loads of peripherals to try out. I've even got, I think it's called an interceptor or something, and it's like a vest you wear. Eddie give me it. It's like a vest you wear, and I think as you're shooting and you get shot, it vibrates. That'd be worth a laugh. I don't know how painful it could be, but it can't be painful, surely. And obviously, we're having a chipped PlayStation in my ownership. I sourced, let's say, a few PS1 backup games. And look at this. We've got, I don't think I can call it, it's a binder, like a binder. Let me open it up. Let me show you. So we've got backed up PlayStation 1 games. This is weighty, and it's absolutely chocker with PlayStation 1 games. But that's not where it ends. There's about 10 of these. I'm not kidding. I've got about 10 of these filled with PS1 backup games. I've been told that there is pretty much a full set. If it ain't the full set, it's not far off. Yeah. I've no need to buy a PlayStation game ever again. Whether people frown on backups, I look at it like this. Back in the day, at the time, then yeah, it were wrong. This ain't wrong. PlayStation, you know, Sony are not making off PlayStation 1 anymore. So in my opinion, there's not wrong with it. They're just backups. And yeah, regardless of what you call them, copies, backups, you know, pirates, then the fact is I'm not going to have to buy a PlayStation game, except the Platinums. I do collect the Platinums. But yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, but yeah, I got these. I'm really pleased. Like I said, there's about 10 of them. I can play any PlayStation game I want if I can find it. That is it. And there may have even been something else, but I've probably put it away and missed, you know, not seeing it to bring up. I'm really glad to have a Dreamcast back in my collection. I did once have one, and I had a little collection of Dreamcast games, and I moved it on. I've no intention of moving any of this on. The Dreamcast is staying. The main reason being, obviously, I've now got all the games for the system on an hard drive. It's an expensive system to collect for anyway. The only two physical games I've got is Shenmue 1 and Shenmue 2 for the Dreamcast. So yeah, I'm really pleased with them items. Can't thank you enough, Mark. Everything is absolutely spot on. But yeah, that is it. And like I say, if I've missed out, and Mark will remind me, he's got a good memory, he's got a better memory than me. And he's been helping me out with buying Commodore games, because obviously with Mark, he knows his stuff, and he's saved me a few quid, I must admit. A couple of times now I've said, what about this, Mark, what do you think? And in one particular game he says he's taking the piss, and he linked to the same game for a third of the price. So you know, that's what it's about, the community helping each other out. But yeah, I'm like I say, I'm looking forward to getting more Commodore stuff, and hopefully me and Mark can help each other out. I'm sure there's sets here that Mark perhaps hasn't got, and if need be, I'll help him out. You know, I'll return the favour. But anyway, that is it for the second part of the pickups, which is the whole lot, the whole caboodle. If this is the last part when I come to edit it, then basically, thank you for watching. You know, it's great to be back. I know I've had a bit of a time out, but everybody's coming back out. The Nath Retro one, he's back now. Come on, lad, let's get some videos out. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching, and hopefully you'll tune in next time. But until then, take care everybody, and see you later.